For all you music lovers, DJ MOS and Dub L put together Rediscovery, which has all the hits that you know and love and maybe forgot about. So after we actually posted the mix, we had over 2,000 downloads in the first day. So we had to talk to the DJs and find out how they put it together and what's going on next with them. So make sure you check out youtube.com/Gakcity to see the full interview. And talking about music, if you guys need some real good music for your iPod, make sure you pick up NDRE's Testimony Volume 2, Love and Politics. And for now, I want to introduce you all to Vikter Duplaix. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your man Jeremy Hassel, the original grown-ass kid, one of my favorite artists / producers / DJs / cool dudes with long hair, my man Vikter Duplaix. What's up, homie?
How you feeling?
Good. I'm good to finally get you. Now, as you guys all know, we love music here at Gakcity, and I've been trying to get this guy for a few years. He's here in New York. Shout out to Fader and everybody making this happen. So we're going to talk about you. First, we're going to talk about DJing. Then I want to get into your artistry. But for respect to DJ, what does DJing mean to you?
Overall, it's just about entertaining people, making folks feel good, and whenever you can, introducing them to some new things, and sending them home with good vibes, you know?
You came up around DJ Jazzy Jeff and King Britt. So how did that even come about?
Well, Jeff lived around the corner from me, and King went to high school with me. But Jeff was one of the older hip-hop DJs before he even had a title, hip-hop. He was just scratching, cutting and scratching, and I was really following that whole movement at the roller skating rinks and the block parties and all that kind of stuff in Philly. Actually, because of the hipster DJs, I think that people like me are having a resurgence because we can play every genre and we can connect the dots so someone doesn't realize that it's switched. Like, it's not a shock like a hipster DJ play a hip-hop record then a rock and roll record and we go, whoa, it's interesting jukebox experience, you know, whereas the seamless people who understand you got to play a movement and then you switch almost as if it's a symphony, you know. It doesn't go in a symphony. It's like it's a progression, and it takes you here, it takes you there, and that's kind of how I spin. I hop on a plane, and I go to London or something, and I go to somebody's crib in South London, and the party starts at 2 a.m., and that's really interesting to me. Just that. And I'm real tired. They're like, come on, let's go. It's getting started.
That's
and
not the after party. That's the regular party.
That's the regular party starting at 2. And I get there, and they're playing only B-sides, only records that you never heard before.
Yeah.
And the crowd is singing all the lyrics like it was a #1 hit radio.
Wow.
And I mean, #1 hit on radio. And everybody is like super amped about the music, and you say, look, that sounds like Earth, Wind & Fire, but I don't know what jam that is. What is that song?
The other side you can listen to.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you get in there and you see how much they love music, and that makes you go home with like this real passion for not just music, but the culture of black music, and what it really means to the world. And then, you know, I started to recognize that they put me in the category of a descendant of those groups of people. So then it had more importance for me, my artistry. Because I see like Germans, they don't look at me as the abstract dude from the underground. They look at me as another brilliant American artist.
So going back to you as an artist, what was your mindset at when you created International Affairs?
Electronic culture, house, broken beat. The thing that I always said that has been missing in those genres is songs. It's always performers. Somebody can really belt out, you know, put your hands in the air, you know, those basic chants and things like that. But typically the songs are very forgettable, you know. So I was really combining my songwriting ability with this futuristic style of making music. You know, it was the beginning of kind of merging techno, soul, Afrobeat, indigenous sounds. That's what the real Bomba Plana players on Morena, and just kind of trying to make it all seem like it was natural. Now, I don't want to be up in the studio all night chilling and everybody smoking weed and drunk on my session. You know, that whole thing was cool when I was a young buck. That was the vibe. We were all fascinated with being in there, having some honeys in the booth and all that type stuff. Yeah, okay. I did that. That was great. It was beautiful to be inspired by a drunken girl in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Going from international affairs, next I believe you had Stimulate. You had the EP come out, and then after Stimulate, you came with Bold and Beautiful. So what was your mindset when you were doing Bold and Beautiful? What did you want to achieve with that record?
I think what Bold and Beautiful did was it showed me that I was already in that formula of writing songs that people could understand. I was already doing that. I just needed to do shorter versions of songs every now and then. You know, condense the message, make the melody sweeter. You know, make it more sing along. Those are things that I don't even think, abstract or not. You know, if you're an abstract artist or not, I don't think that's a problem to do. I think we should be striving to do that as writers and as musicians. We got to be able to make the song that people remember. You know what I mean? Or else we'll be forgotten and we won't be held on to when we die. You know, it'll be like a passing trend, and that's fine. But I want to make things that live on forever.
What's the last song you created so far for this new album coming out?
I made a record called The Woman recently, and it was kind of inspired by a connection I had to someone, and it triggered this whole vision of what it's like to have that person who is spiritually connected to you, beyond the physical, who is completely supportive of what you're trying to do, is there for you 24/7, even when you sleep and even in your dreams.
So when is this new album coming out? I'm going to put you on the spot. When are we going to get this new music?
Any day now.
This is Vikter Duplaix. I'm Jeremy House. So this is Lamu. He knows everything. You guys stay tuned. All right, now when I talk to Lamu about music, I remember when you gave me Paper Chase a little while ago.
Yeah.
Now, what is it about Vikter Duplaix you think is dope?
For one, like, you know, I had a friend who put me on to Vikter Duplaix a couple years ago. She gave me a tape from Garth Trinidad. She's like, my uncle sent me this tape from Cali, dude named Garth Trinidad. Listen to this. This dude on there named Victor something. I don't remember, but it's something crazy.
Okay.
Check it out.
Okay.
And I listened to it, and I was like, this is the progressive music that we need, because there's, you know, R&B, there's hip hop, and there's in between genre that, you know, that you might be saying the Bugs in the Attic from London, what they're doing. You can't really define it, but this is like future soul type electronica, you know, everything in between, but it's slick, it's love. So when I hear it, I'm like, you got to hear this, because this is what, you know, black people also do this. We need to extend,
that's
like,
a point right there. Okay.
We need to extend like what we listen to, you know what I'm saying, and not be afraid to try different sounds, try different things. I think that's what Victor brought to the table. That's whenever I put people on, like, yo, you got to hear this new stuff. Listen to this.
And see, Victor, Lamu knows everything. So when Lamu actually put me on to some of your music, I was like, I've heard the name, but let me hear more. He sent me more. And everything from now we have the Bold and the Beautiful, but back to International Affairs. Now, when I first heard that record, I was like, yo, this is great. Let me give you a backstory on your own album. I was in Spain. I'm sorry, I was in Puerto Rico. I was in San Juan. I met a girl. And when she came back to my room, I played a song called Morena. And everything kind of worked out right. So I just want to thank you. Well, I got you here. I got you here right now.
It must have been the Puerto Rican brothers on the track playing for you.